Taking Stoic philosophers as role models, a strategy for living virtuously. In life, there are moments when we feel uncertain about the decisions we need to make or the actions we are about to take. What can guide us to navigate these situations in a way that is right, rational, and ethical? Stoic philosophy offers a powerful strategy for living better, taking an ideal role model as a guide for our actions. Epicurus, a Greek philosopher, once advised, "We must take a virtuous person as a model and imagine that they are standing before us, so that we act as if they are watching everything we do." This idea is based on a simple yet effective principle. Our behavior improves when we imagine there is someone we respect observing us. Imagine this happening on a typical day. If you feel anger over a small issue or are tempted to act against your ethical principles, how would your behavior change if you knew that someone you admire was watching? This not only helps us act more carefully, but also guides us to act according to the highest standards. The story of a businessman, using the Stoic model as a standard. Imagine a young, ambitious businessman who faces many important decisions daily. He manages his company, oversees his employees, and ensures that everything runs smoothly. During a tense meeting, an employee makes a serious mistake, jeopardizing a major project. Immediately, he feels a surge of anger and is about to scold the employee harshly in front of everyone. But before reacting, he asks himself, what would a Stoic sage do in this situation? At that moment, a pause appears between the stimulus, the employee's mistake, and his reaction, his anger. He imagines an ideal role model, perhaps Marcus Aurelius or Socrates, and asks if they would act this way. The answer is clearly no. A sage would remain calm, analyze the situation rationally, and handle it with fairness. The young businessman stops, takes a deep breath, and changes his approach. Instead of getting angry, he listens to the employee's explanation, then discusses how to solve the problem. As a result, the project is salvaged, and the team's morale remains intact, helping the company grow even further. The Stoic sage, an ideal role model. In Stoic philosophy, the image of the Stoic sage is held in high esteem. The sage is someone who possesses perfect virtue, living in harmony with both nature and themselves. The sage serves as a moral compass, guiding us to compare and adjust our own actions. No matter the situation we face in life, we can always ask ourselves, what would a Stoic sage do in this situation? Seneca, one of the most well-known Stoic philosophers, encouraged us to choose a role model. He said, "Select a person whose way of life and words inspire you. Always regard them as a guardian and a mirror for yourself." He explained that without a model to measure ourselves against, it is difficult to correct our weaknesses. Seneca likened people to bent branches that need a straight model to guide them back into shape. The story of Marcus Aurelius. Learning from the wise Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor famous for his virtue and wisdom, spent his life learning from others. In his book Meditations, he continually reminded himself of the guiding principles of the people he admired. He wrote, "Observe carefully the principles of everyone you encounter, especially those of the wise. Notice what they avoid and what they seek." Marcus understood that to grow we must observe and learn from those who excel in life. This approach not only helped him improve daily, but also strengthened his ethics and spirit when facing the immense challenges of being an emperor. Practical strategy: choosing a role model for everyday life. Learning from Stoic sages might seem distant and difficult to apply to daily life. However, you can start by selecting a real-life role model, someone you respect and admire. This could be a historical figure such as Socrates or Jesus Christ, a loved one such as your parents who consistently demonstrate virtues you look up to, a successful person in your field like a leader or entrepreneur you admire. Imagine that this person is always watching you. They observe every action and decision you make, and you want to act as if you are trying to demonstrate your best self under their gaze. This simple exercise will help you act with greater awareness and care in everything you do, from how you treat others to how you make important decisions. Learning from role models through books, movies, and podcasts. To truly absorb the virtues of your chosen role model, you don't just have to imagine them. You can also learn from them through books, movies, or podcasts. For example, you could read books about their philosophy, or watch films that depict their life and how they handled adversity. These resources will not only deepen your understanding of their principles, but also help you apply those lessons to your own life. Exercise. Imagining a moral guardian. One effective exercise from Stoic philosophy is to imagine a moral guardian who is constantly watching your actions. When faced with a difficult situation or challenge, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would the Stoic sage do in this situation? This creates a gap between the stimulus and your reaction, allowing you to reflect and choose a more thoughtful action rather than reacting impulsively. This is the first step in consciously controlling your actions, making better decisions, and avoiding irrational responses. Conclusion: using a role model as a measure for self-development. The key lesson from Stoic philosophy is that we always need a model, a mirror to guide our growth. It's not about becoming perfect instantly, but about having a consistent reference point to make progress. Seneca put it well, without a model to measure against, we cannot straighten our crooked branches. Choose a role model to follow, whether it's a Stoic sage or someone you admire in your life. Let that role model guide you through challenges and help you become the best version of yourself.